Yo, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's the host with the most, your boy Dub Q, and I'd like to welcome you to the Black Cat Panther podcast. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm excited. I got the GOAT in the building. GOAT, what's going on?
Yeah, we made another move today on a Sunday. We didn't think we were going to do it. We didn't think we had enough money. We didn't think we were going to make too many more moves in free agency. But we made another move. Carolina Panthers being aggressive once again. Let's get it.
Man, look at here. We've been seeing the spillers for the last couple of days. We see they were talking about potentially having DJ Shark, potentially bringing in Thielen. And I looked around and I said, oh my God, they finally made it happen. So I'm telling you, man, the Carolina Panthers, look, I'm telling you, we are winning the offseason and it's not even close, brother. It's not even close.
Yeah.
What's going on? Look at here. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Look, we already starting off with a good, strong one already. Let's get into it. If you're coming on in, make sure you like the video. We need the likes for the algorithm, man. Show us what time it is, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Go. So, with us having Thielen now in the building, where do you see this offense potentially going?
Okay, just like I said, I seen some stuff. Me and you were talking earlier. And I seen some stuff, and I'm like, okay, what does this mean for us? Where does Adam Thielen fit in? We know at age 32, he got 3 years on the contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he won't fulfill this whole contract to 35. I don't see that happening. I think what the Panthers are doing for the young quarterback, because y'all, one thing you know, if we don't know nothing else, we're going to draft a quarterback. With the first pick. First overall pick. I don't know who it is. With all the rumor mill stuff going around, Bryce, CJ, Anthony, Will, Henry Hooker, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Any of them matter. You know what I'm saying? So, but we know it's going to be a quarterback. Now, the move that we making, running back, tight end, now wide receiver, we getting this guy real comfortable. And then now, what are we going to do with that 39th pick? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of questions that's got to be answered, Q. You know what I mean? A lot of questions got to be answered, right?
I'm glad you posed it that way, bro, because you got to think about it, man. You just went, you get Miles Sanders, and I'm telling you from there, you get a Pro Bowl running back. You look around, you get a tight end that's up and coming. Like, we haven't seen a tight end probably since Greg Olsen. This.
Yep.
Look, you go out to get Thielen and you potentially get DJ Shark. Now that's still on hold, but the potential is there for him to be there. And you go out and you get a rookie quarterback. Now this team is building, Kendall. Looking at this thing. It's building.
Yeah, we making it so that our young quarterback, because y'all, like I said once again, y'all know we getting a quarterback out there. Everybody know we getting a quarterback. So all that, if we talking about a Keyshawn Johnson, a defensive player and all that bullshit, y'all can scrap that, throw that shit in the trash. Y'all know we getting a quarterback because we making it real comfortable for anybody under center right now. We getting ready to make it real comfortable for them. Weapons, don't worry about that. We getting weapons, we getting some of everything.
Okay, so with that being said, right now, Adam Thielen, in his age of 32 years old, what do you see him as? A number one, a number two, as a potential bridge for the next guys coming in? Like, how do you see him contributing to this team as we go forward?
The slot. The last year and a half since Justin Jefferson and all those guys been there, he's been eating in the slot. And I think he'll be a slot receiver around here. The slot. He'll be a killer. He's gonna be a killer, a silent assassin in the slot. Terrence Marshall right now, if I'm only looking at, I'm not talking about your boy over there with Detroit coming over here, because we haven't signed them yet. We don't know if we're gonna sign Chart. I don't know if we're gonna sign Chart yet. We ain't got it. The paperwork ain't done, the ink ain't dry on the motherfucker. So I can't say that. But right now, Terrence Marshall will be your ex, or Shy Smith, LaVisca Chenault out there, you know what I'm saying, on the island. But Thielen will be a silent assassin in that slot right now, as of right now.
Man, shout out to Carolina Pride and Carolina Logic. Everybody is starting to say right now, they're thinking that number 39, we're going to go cornerback in the chat right now. Shout out to the 70 people here in the chat. Make sure all 70 of you guys like this video. Make sure you keep us in the algorithm. We got to keep this thing going, man. Show
Yeah,
that
man, put
love.
that likes. Go
Yes,
ahead, put
sir.
that like in there, y'all. Come on, like and subscribe. Y'all can go, and then, hey, if y'all really want a treat, go on over there to Mud Ink Outlaws. Hey, throw that on in the chat. Throw that link in the chat so they can get to it quick. If y'all want to see some pretty bikes, y'all want to see us doing that thing in the mud, we get ready. Hey, when I get ready to release that release date, that's what you getting ready to see. Some bikes when I took that Daytona trip. Then y'all get ready to see some straight up mudding this summer. But you want to be there to get all these notifications. Go on to Mudding Outlaws, man. Let's run it up.
Man, look at here. Make no mistake about it. Your boy Dub Q is in the building right now. Look, the Panthers just signed Adam Thielen, and from what I can see, look, this is huge from the realm of what if we go and we get Jalen Hyatt? What if we get a Cedric Tillman in this draft? You now have a guy that can shape and mold the way for these young fellas that'll be able to open up and show them what it means to be a professional, how to be a receiver, how to, go across this field. And he's going to teach them how to beat stuff like bump and run coverage. He's going to teach them different stuff like that, man. It's going to be nice to be able to have a guy that can show these young fellas the way. Oh,
I was looking at him earlier. I was looking at him earlier today. Now, see, he ain't killer speed guy, but this dude know how to get open, Q. You know what I'm saying? He know how to get open like nobody ain't even covering him. You know, that's veteran savvy right there. You know what I mean? Veteran savvy.
So shout out to Sterlinski Cadet. He said, are we getting sharp? Well, from right now, from what I'm seeing, they said the Panthers put it out today and yesterday that they were going potentially to try to sign both of these guys, which is meaning that they got one out of the two. Two of the two is going to be a challenge. We're going to see if we can go ahead and pull that thing on off. I think that they will, though. Shout out to Teflon Twan. He said, that second pick, I want an edge rusher. Goat, that's your area. That's your area, bro.
Hey. And they're going to, who said Teflon Twan? Teflon. I'm going to tell you, boy, there's a lot of edge rushers out. It's deep. Now, we can do the same thing with 39s we can do for 93. As far as saying getting a stud guy or getting a guy that can grow with this team. So, we not too bad, man. I want an edge rusher, too. But hey, we could take that 39, we could trade back. We can get an edge rusher and a cornerback, y'all, before 93. And with that 93, we could do so much, man. We could do a lot of things, y'all. Especially now that we got Thielen. We at least got one wide receiver on the books.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Somebody said, don't be shocked. Shout out to King Man. He said, don't be shocked to see a D-Hop signing soon. Carolina ain't playing. I see what you're saying, brother. But I think that having a D-Hop to come in for your young quarterback is going to be detrimental to his growth. Yeah. I don't think that it'll be the smartest thing that we can do to get a already made receiver like D-Hop through the door, because if you don't throw his way, it's going to be a problem. I don't think you want that starting. Thielen is more of a reserve guy. He's more of a team guy. You don't want too much of a diva at receiver.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. If you looking at this team, y'all might not want to call it a rebuild team or revamp. Let's go with revamp or reloading. You know what I mean? So with sitting there with this young quarterback, you want more teachers. You know what I'm saying? You want more guys with patience. The D Hops of the world and people like that, they're not going to be these teacher type guys out there. They're going to be this guy that wants to come out here and maybe win rings or get his money, or he ain't going to have time for that. D-Hop ain't got time for that.
I'm telling you right now, man, looking at this team in the mode that we in, where do you project the Panthers to go now that we have such a well-rounded team, Kendall? I mean, because if you're looking at this offense and you're looking at this defense, like I told you, I broke it down to you how well this defense has now been upgraded. Would you like for me to break it down before I ask you that question? For anybody who didn't know?
Well, hey, you can break it down for the audience if you want to.
Okay. All right. For everybody who's out there, if you notice, we got Shy Tuttle. We went out and got Williams at defensive tackle, as well as we had Derek Brown already. That solidifies our front three on the line as our defensive tackles, our run stoppers. Now, Shy Tuttle's numbers, they mirror Derek Brown. And we all agree that Derek Brown had potentially a Pro Bowl season this year. So you get a guy that comes in and can give you the same production as Derek Brown, that's a problem. Then you look around at this line, you'll have inside, outside linebacker, you're going to have Brian Burns hitting that edge like he Von Miller. His number one job is going to be to come and hit that corner. Look, pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. This boy is going to go from 12 and a half sacks to potentially 15 plus. I'm telling you right now, he's going to have over 15 plus sacks. I'm claiming that right now for him. And then opposite of him, you got Frankie Louvu. He'll be dropping back into coverage. You got Jeremy Chin and Shaq Thompson right there. I potentially think that they're going to add in another guy from the draft in that linebacker position some point somewhere. But then, like I said, from that right there, your front seven has already been upgraded right there.
Yeah, now with Jeremy Chin, with us bringing in Bell, y'all don't be surprised if you just see Chin coming in on packages, you know what I'm saying, to solidify that line even more or get him closer to the action is what they're going to do. With Evero bringing, like, using him as that Swiss Army knife like he was in his rookie campaign. Woo! Bring Jeremy Chin back, boy. Let him, and he might put on another 8 to 10 pounds of rock. You know what I mean? And Jeremy Chin might be a beast for us, y'all, this year right here.
Man, I know a lot of people always said that they wanted Jeremy Chin and they wanted Brian Burns to have impact moments in this defense. But now you have the team around them that whenever they have impact moments now, you will notice this on third down, Brian Burns flying off of the screen. You'll notice him, Jeremy Chin, on third down, making plays now where it can cost us the turnover battle.
Good open field tackler. Jeremy Chin is a great open field tackler. So you get him closer to the line, you know what I'm saying, where he can impact a little bit more, where he can be an all-time playmaker, where he can fly around, you know. Take a little bit of that coverage shit off him, you know what I mean?
But you know what, the best part is still even there. We went out and we signed a potential Pro Bowl safety in Von Bell that has the ability to fly around and be a ball hawk.
Well, that's your ball. Yep, your ball hawk. Your ball hawk. That's your ball hawk guy. That's your ball hawk guy. That's what Scott Fitterer was talking about, y'all.
So
that's what Scott Fitterer was talking about. I think they did it.
They got this whole thing revamped, bro. So, I'm liking what
yeah. It's exciting time, y'all, to be a Panther. Get it right, my nigga. You feel me? It's exciting time. Y'all don't see me all the time cammed up, but I'm always panthered out. Every time, all the time. All the time.
Man.
On the way to Florida, on the way to Tampa, panthered out. All the time.
J.C. Horn, and then now you got Dante. Like I said, I'm thinking that they're going to look to get another corner in this draft just for insurance purposes because both of those guys stay hurt all the time, and you don't want to be relying on C.J. Henderson.
Don't put that on J.C. Don't put that on J.C., man. Don't you put that on J.C. Don't you put that evil on J.C., Ricky Bobby. Don't you do it
like it is. I'm just telling it like it is now.
All right.
He be getting injured now. He do.
Don't you put that on J.C.
I love myself some J.C. Horn, but he be getting injured a little bit, bro. I love my dog though, but come on, he do. So if you look at this entire defense, that leads me to believe, like I said, it's been completely flipped over and it's been revamped. Therefore, the next thing that you need to do is add maybe one piece, a corner or a potential linebacker or a potential edge rusher in this draft to really top it off. But those will be overkill for what we just had done to this team. So therefore, on the offensive side, you look around, you got this offensive line that's already there. You bring in Thielen, you bring in Hayden Hurst, you got Miles Sanders. Look, you got to get another running back in the draft that could potentially come and have a 1-2 punch because I like Chuba, But Chuba to me is not sure-handed enough to be a
Yeah,
scat back, and he's
yeah.
not a strong enough runner in between the tackles to take off some of that load that my guy Miles Sanders is going to need. So you need another
He
body.
can though, Q, cause he did it. Texas, yeah, no, no, Oklahoma. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Damn, let me make sure I'm getting my back right. I mean, he in college he was a power downhill runner. You know what I'm saying? Cause you remember when he first come in, we said, "God damn, Chuba," you know what I'm saying? Cut it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Man,
So I mean,
Chuba scares me, bro, because it's not like it's sure running. It's like it's slippery all over the place, and then he decides to hit the hole. But it takes too
yeah,
long to develop for him. So
you
I
know,
like to see another running back that we can know that can hit the hole or the throw, know where he's going, have the direction and the ball carrying skills to make it happen.
well, see, with these receivers being signed, especially if we sign the dude from Detroit, then I mean we're going cornerback and we're probably gonna reach up for a running back with that 93. You know, that's what I would do. You know what I
Chase
mean?
Brown, Illinois. Chase Brown, Illinois is my guy to pick in
Yeah.
the draft. I'm promising you this guy is going to be
Well, hey,
special. Woo!
you might could get a top 5 running back at that time. At 93, you
Mm-hmm.
probably we could probably have our choice of running backs, y'all. If that's an important thing after this cornerback position get filled, or either edge rusher. It's gonna be a lot of guys sitting there. It's gonna be, man, I hate to have to be in that room making that decision at 39, 93, even trade back and grab, maybe another third, another second or something like that, man. And be looking for, some quality guys. This draft is loaded. I've been telling y'all that every day. Anytime I'm on the mic, I'm telling y'all, man, this draft is loaded. COVID draft, what I call it.
Man, shout out to Mighty Mike. He said A+ for this offseason. Hands down from the coaches hire. Free agency, we ain't done yet. Plus, the draft is coming to get our franchise quarterback. NFC South is running scared now. Let's go. Man.
Yeah, y'all ain't seen this, man. Y'all ain't seen this from the Panthers in a minute, bro. Y'all ain't seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't seen it. Nah.
Look,
When y'all seen us being this aggressive
never.
and wrote this many contracts, and we ain't spent a whole ass load of money, man. But now we're gonna have to pay for some of that money. So that's what I'm saying. These 3-year contracts, y'all. Watch these players in the next 2 years, year and a half. Watch how we rotate their ass up out of here, though.
Shout out to T. Thompson. I didn't say we need a running back early. I said we just need a running back. I think you took what I said and I think you ain't understanding what I'm saying. I said we need a running back, just period. I don't give a fuck where we get it. I don't care where we get it.
It's gonna have to be in the draft, though. I believe that's what he's saying. I think he's saying that's what it's gonna have to be in the draft, man. At this point,
Yeah.
there ain't nobody else. I mean, Fournette or something like that. If y'all want to get, I mean,
But
they release him a power back.
Why spend big money on him, bro, when you can go and get a young guy that can groom with your quarterback? And after the 4-year deal that Miles Sanders come, you could turn the reins over to this guy. Like I said, it's a 1-2 punch. Like I said, fresher running back, the better. It makes sense. Let's not do that. Fresher running back. It makes sense. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got over 90 people in the chat. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. The algorithm is very important for us to stay within. So please like the video, man. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. This is Black Cat Panther Podcast. You here kicking it with Q and the GOAT. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Go. So if you had to, with this offense that you see right now, and you already know where I'm going with this. With this offense that you see right now laid out with the Thielens and the Hayden Hurst and this revamped offensive line and Miles Sanders, if you on the clock at number 1, who you taking, GOAT?
Right now, I got to get Stroud. C.J. Stroud is that guy. C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm. But why? Please tell us why. Please elaborate to us and tell us why.
Well, like I say, hey, just like everybody been saying, we take C.J. Stroud right now and let's go ahead and we're gonna go to the playoffs. NFC South is ours. You know what I mean? We win the NFC South. We host a home game. I see 10, 11 wins, and we host a home game. Now, what we do from there, I can't see the future. My crystal ball can't see that far. But I see us doing that. What you think?
I'm sorry, I missed a little piece of that. My service went out.
Oh, did I clip out? I said CJ Stroud, right now, we own the NFC South. With CJ Stroud at the helm, we own the NFC South with these moves that we done made in free agency. You know, and we host a home game. We host a home game. We could probably. I can't see past my like I said, my crystal ball won't let me see past that. But 11 to 12 games, y'all. 11, 12. That's my prediction right now. 11, 12 games.
That's pretty high for you,
Hey, but see, hey, we got a favorable schedule. We got a favorable schedule this year.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna be real with you. I'm here to shake stuff up tonight, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because at number one, I see the Panthers are going to pick upside over right now talent. I really see this happening. That's why it seems like there's a toss up every single day. The safe pick. The safe.
What do you mean upside?
The safe pick is CJ Stroud. But if you're willing to gamble, AR-15 is the guy that potentially the Panthers may look. Because I'm telling you, Frank Wright is in love with this guy. You saw Luke Kuechly come out and endorse this guy this week. How well he thought about. He was like, every time he gushes at the thought of playing with Anthony Richardson. Look, they're looking at this thing, and they took back our 2015 mold and said, let's give this guy everything that Cam Newton didn't have. That's
come on, hey, is that a 50? Is that a 52 fake out though? Q? Is that like, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you got Luke Kuechly coming, you got Frank Rex talking. You know what I mean? Come on now.
I didn't say none of this stuff. All these guys came out this week. Frank Wright was talking about how he gushed over the thought of having Anthony Richardson. He's in love with the thought. You know, McCown is a big CJ Stroud guy. And so it's like it seems to be that the Panthers are torn on who they got. Luke came out and Luke, hey, shout out to my man say talking about Luke got CTE. What that got to do with him?
This nigga is crazy. Yo. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. But hey, if you did want Richardson, could we flip them? Could we flip something with Houston and the Cardinals?
I'm gonna be real with you. The only way you flip, you only move for one person, and that's for Houston. And
if you want Richardson, if Houston want Bryce,
I don't trust the Cardinals.
Well, then you still get CJ.
You still get them, but you don't want to do anything to cripple yourself in that position. So, like I said, you only move down one spot to get an extra pick or two, then that's fine. But if you're talking moving down two slots, and what are you gaining from moving down two slots?
No. I'm saying draft night.
Yeah.
If you say fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Give the Houston Texans the one. Okay, they going Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, whatever they do. You understand what I'm saying? Then, hey, the phone ring again. It's the Cardinals.
So
you know what I'm saying? If the deal is right, you trade back 2 times that night.
You could do that, but hold on, Kendall. I gotta address everybody getting on my ass in the damn chat. Hold on for a minute. So everybody is basically saying they don't want AR-15 and you don't bring in Thielen to play along with AR-15. I beg to differ, because what you want to do for a young quarterback is make him the most comfortable in the situation that you just created. You just gave him a security blanket and a tight end, and you gave him a veteran presence at wide receiver that they can grow together. And I'm telling you right now, By time as you go out and get a young guy, you get another young guy that he can grow with as well. But you got to look at it. You got Andy Dalton for a reason. I'm under the impression to let you guys know, hey, hello, all 100 of you out there watching, the Carolina Panthers are still in a rebuild. This is a rebuilding year. This is
Yeah.
the year that we
It's
get
a
it right.
rebuild, retool, reload, you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all want to do it.
Yeah.
Shit we should have done 2 years ago when we had that clown, you know what I'm saying, at the helm with total roster control. We doing what we should have done 2 years ago now. We behind 2 years, y'all. Or we resetting ourselves 2 years ago.
Why would Thielen? So look, I'm telling you like this right here. So if you go out, you bring in Andy Dalton, and you say, "Hey, I want you to start until my young rookie is comfortable. Whether that be the halfway break, whether that be whatever time it takes for him to get understanding what it looks like to see one to be a professional quarterback, one to learn defenses, what you've seen in the NFL, and you just take it week to week." Like I said, a
Yeah.
lot of people think the AR-15 is a one-year project. No, sir. After looking at him at that combine, the only thing that it would take for him to get up to speed with is on defenses, learning how to read them and seeing
Learning
what he
how to
see on the
go
field.
in, learning how to go into the building, sit his ass down, watch tape, and understanding defense, understanding defensive scheme, understanding who is spying him and what sets. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, oh, well, that's a middle linebacker. That's this and this set. Oh, well, I got two linebackers right here. That's this and that set. Oh, these guys are playing off. Oh, they three down. You know, to start seeing key things and knowing what they in, nickel, dime, this and that packages. With him being an offensive guy and only playing 13 games, he don't know how to dissect defenses like that. Once he
Mm-hmm.
starts seeing a high safety or this, that, guy cheating over this side, oh, that robber's coming up under there, they washing this way. Once he gets that, that's all he's looking for, y'all. Y'all know he can throw, jump, run. He's an athlete. We know this. Now let's
Mm-hmm.
start putting all that together. Now I'm not campaigning for Anthony Richardson. I'm just educating everybody out there, you know, on what this guy could be. I see sky's the limit for this guy. Once he gets it, oh man,
Look, like, and that's the thing, man. You talking about a guy that once you get him in here, he can make all the throws. He can be the fastest guy on the field. Like I said, he's a great decision maker as a quarterback. The light bulb came on for him in the middle of the season, and like I
light
said, we
bulb came on
saw
the middle
him
season.
take
Yep.
it to the next level in the middle of Florida. But like I said, it was already a damn situation already for him in Florida. So with no receivers, if anybody can name me one of his weapons that's going high in this draft, I'll wait. He don't have that. CJ Stroud has that. Your boy from Bryce Young has that. Them boys
Hmm.
got Jahmyr Gibbs and all them boys going early in the draft. Come on now. All I'm saying is this guy didn't have
Yeah.
nowhere next to weapons that these other cats got.
Even
So
imagine a Henry Hooker. He's got two wide receivers that's getting ready to, that's getting ready to get drafted. One going in the high in the second round, and another going high in the third round. I mean, what I'm saying about Henry, he had weapons. I mean, off the chart receivers.
so
Richardson didn't have that.
I'm saying that CJ is the consensus. He's a safe pick. But I'm also putting it out there to people. If we were to take AR-15, it's not a freak out moment. It might be better than you think in the long run. So that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying to all 105 of y'all out there that's watching this right now. Look, if all 105 of y'all do me a favor, like the video while y'all here, subscribe to the channel while you're here, because like I said, it helps the algorithm. Please show that love. Y'all see the cash apps are scrolling at the very, very bottom. If you really would like to show love, please do so. Um, go. All I got to say is I believe in CJ Stroud. I believe in Anthony Richardson, and I believe that Bryce Young could potentially be a decent quarterback on the next level. What if we were to take Bryce Young?
You know what? I don't even want to answer Bryce Young whatever. Y'all know why I sit with Bryce Young, man. He too little. He too little. That's it for me. I'ma just like I said, I'm gonna go sit in the corner on that one there because he too young. He too little. He too little.
Uh,
Don't
shout out,
want him.
shout out to Danny Trio. He said you usually don't get better with your accuracy. You either have it or you don't. Well, tell that to Jalen Hurts. Tell that to Lamar Jackson. Them boys got better with their accuracy. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So I'm just
And,
saying they did.
and yeah, Danny, I don't want to jump on your ass, Danny, but that's a narrative, man. That's a wrong. That's a just a national media narrative, bro. You know what I'm saying? You sitting here to tell me that this guy done been playing quarterback all his life, and he sit there, he can't throw, and get better. No, man. Anything you do, you can get better at it. If you're a professional and that's all you're doing is training, you can get better at that, man. No, bro. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Don't believe that, cuz. No,
shout
no.
out, shout out to everybody in the chat,
I could
man.
see if he was a quarterback that couldn't throw, man. The dude could throw, man. And I'm not advocating for him. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't get Bryce Young,
But why you don't want Bryce Young?
he too little. I done told you. That's all I gotta say. Little motherfucker, I don't want him.
Oh, God. So I just opened up the screen for anybody who would like to come say their spilo, get a little bit off their chest. Y'all already know what time it is. Welcome to the Black Cat Panther podcast. On your way on in, like I said, the link is in the chat if you guys want to come up. Subscribe to the channel while you're coming on up. Man, this week I'll be debuting a lot of different changes for the channel, and I'm telling you, it's going to be perfect. This Saturday, I will be unveiling the new future of Black Cat Panther podcast, and I'm telling you, you won't miss it. It's going to be dope, man. So, yes, check out all my pre-records that's going to be set for the week. We are getting to it this week because, like I said, there's a lot of Panthers Nation that we need to cover. There's a lot of stuff that we need to look at when it comes to receiver. Who's the youngest, brightest receiver to bring in here? Like, it's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot to look at when it comes to this Panther world. I'm excited, man. Are y'all as excited as I am?
Yes, sir. Like I say, go to that old Mud Ink Outlaws. We're gonna talk about bikes, four-wheelers, cooking, Panther talk. Hey, it's getting ready to go down, man. This is gonna be a hot off season. Everything is launching. Y'all go to Mud Ink Outlaws, and you're gonna get that notification when that channel drop. Let's get it, Q.
Shout out to MDJ365. He said AR-15 has yet to show you he can throw. He showed you he's a good athlete. That's it. He hasn't won. So MDJ, like I said, the guy had a bad stick. He had the bad end of the stick in Florida. Make no mistake about it. But yet, I keep seeing this guy every week. He turned it on. He tried to make the best out of whatever situation he had. Now, you guys agree that Urban Meyer was probably one of the worst coaches that the Jaguars had in modern history, right?
Yes, sir.
And you guys believe that Trevor Lawrence was a supreme talent. Didn't you guys believe that?
They did. They do.
So Urban Meyer, so if you look at Trevor Lawrence under Urban Meyer, he looked like he was a potential bust. But you remove that stigma of Urban Meyer's that was in the locker room, and then you get a quarterback that can come out, not only be transcended, but he looks like he can take this to the next level and be your franchise guy. All I'm saying is coaching matters. And what AR-15 had in Florida really hindered his process. It hindered his way to be able to show you guys consistently because, one, they didn't have the right weapons. They didn't have the right system. They didn't have anything correct for him in Florida. And he still managed to find his way high on these draft boards because of his freakish athleticism, because of his ability to throw the ball. This guy made darts. I don't know how many times a guy can go out there and show you he made throws and he can throw touchdowns and you guys will say, nah, he ain't throw it. I mean, God, what else can he do? Yeah. What else can this guy do, man?
Y'all just go out there and check out everybody, man. Go back and look at some old games on some of everybody. Man, some of these guys that's going in the later rounds, man, are going to be good quarterbacks. We're not even talking about the two quarterbacks. Y'all got to realize We're not even talking about the two quarterbacks that played in the national championship game.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they do that at? You know what I'm saying?
Because the consensus have named them the two worst quarterbacks that ever be in a national championship game ever.
They playing
So
that. Come
I've
on,
never
man.
heard, I've never
Me neither.
seen
Me
nothing like
neither.
this.
Two guys. What was TCU record?
Damn near
I mean,
undefeated.
they had it down there be undefeated or lose one game. Georgia was undefeated or lose one game. I mean, you can't play in the national championship, man, and be no bum. Okay, so if you on the college level, if a quarterback can play like that with talent around him, now we getting talent around us. So you telling me our quarterback can't play like that in a system with
Facts.
with a coach that know what he talking about, know what he doing? Come on, man. Don't even play me
Oh,
like that.
I mean, they forget that Frank Wright is here. They forget that McCown is here as your quarterbacks coach. They forget that Big Deuce Staley is here. They forget that Brown is here from LA. I mean, you go and you
Yeah,
get 4 potential head coaching hires. You don't get them for no reason. You get them
no
to bring
reason.
in and implement a system. That's what it's all about. Putting your quarterback in the best situations with all his talent and experience to be able to say, hey, no matter what, the 4 of us can figure out a situation for this guy.
We
That's
can do
what it's
something
all
for him.
about.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
We can get him there.
Come on,
Exactly.
man. Man, shout out to my dog Jesse, man. What's happening? He said, what an exciting time for the Panther fans. Enjoy this moment. Yeah, it only can get better from here, Doc. It can only get better from here. Because if you look up and we take the division this year, everybody's going to be claiming that it's time for us to take it to the Super Bowl. And that's
Yeah.
putting the cart before the horse. You can't do that just yet. Not just yet. You got to understand how bad we were. Because, like I said, we overlooked the tight end position for so long. We overlooked the running back position. We really haven't had a good running back in here in a while. Foreman was good, but he is not no Miles Sanders. The offensive line just got rebuilt last year. Now you take your time, you look, you trade away your number 1 receiver, but you still bring in a savvy veteran. This is a great addition. And I'm telling you, this is a well-rounded team right now. It's just they have to get time to gel together. That's what it's all about. You don't want to get too fast and say, hey, let's go ahead and take this to the Super Bowl. No, we have to take it in moderations. Take it in steps. Let's be rational about this. Take it in steps now. Shout out to Teflon Twan. He said, Kendall, I subscribe to your channel.
Oh man, I appreciate you, boy. I appreciate. Hey, it's getting ready to be some things going on there, man. Giveaways. We're gonna do some. Man, we're gonna do some awesome shit over there, bro. We're gonna do some awesome stuff. Just hey, this summer's getting ready to be. It's gonna be popping. Well,
Yes, sir.
I got some big surprises for y'all over there. We get ready to do some big things.
Yes, sir, man. Look, I'm telling you, this is big. The Carolina Panthers signed Adam Thielen. We're potentially looking to bring in DJ Sharp. Look, the possibilities of what we can do with this team is infinite. But like I said, it must be managed well with the right coaching in place. Frank Wright might be potentially coach of the year if this thing goes well. If it goes sour, this might be the biggest. It might be the biggest letdown we ever seen.
Hey,
Hollywood,
Haywood, that's yeah. Oh, go ahead.
it's pinned to the chat. Look at the top of the chat. I got it pinned to the chat.
That's a thing for everybody. Hey, who coming on with us tonight, man? Let's talk y'all talk. Y'all coming on in.
Yes, sir. So keep your eyes on the road, bro. Looking at that camera a lot. Oh man, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
refresh my screen. Hold on. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, let's see who coming on in, man. Y'all come on in, man, and talk about it, man. See what y'all do about Thielen, man. What y'all think about Thielen, man? Thielen, 32 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think he gonna be impact? I think if he go in that slot, he gonna be a killer. He gonna be a silent assassin for us.
Man, shout out to 3. He said, Q, what do you think of DJ Chalk's injury history? Man, look, I was looking at that and I said, he's a young guy right now, and that's potentially why he's on the open market. because of his age and the injury history. I think that we got to be careful because we already got one injury-prone receiver in the building.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
Mr. Plastic is
don't do that.
He's already in the building. Look, I'm telling you, this is something. Okay, shout out to my dog Jesse. He said he'll call in and give an outsider perspective on these quarterbacks. Come on in, brother. Look, I'm telling you, this is what it's all about. You already have a guy like Mr. Plastic that's already, when I tell you, he already bedridden. I'm going to just say it already.
Look at this
guy. His knees gone.
Nah, he had one of his knees, man. It's his ankle, man.
He already in the retirement
home. His biggest problem was his ankle.
He's in the retirement home.
Some kind of ankle injury, man. The boy like 21, 22 years old. Come on, man. Don't do him like that.
He got the body of a 32-year-old already.
Don't do him like that.
I'm only saying that out of love because I know the potential that this guy has. He was in front of Justin Jefferson and the crew, and he just can't ever seem to get himself like Jamar Chase, bro. Justin Jefferson, and you can't seem to get your body together? Brother, what you doing? What are you doing? You should have been the number one. He should have been the number one, bro.
Yeah. I mean, hey, man. He's a young boy. I hope, and I hope this guy gets it this year right here, because if he don't, it'll be another Thielen situation over here. You know what I mean? Because we gonna get away from him. If he don't do it this year, we're gonna get away from him.
So we got the specifics on the Adam Thielen deal in. Shout out to Carolina Pride. He say it's a 3-year, $25 million deal with $10 million in the first year.
Okay.
So that's not that bad.
You see what I'm saying, Q? That's what I'm saying. They front loading all these deals, and they're gonna be able to get away from these guys in the second and the third year. You know what I mean? They're gonna get away from these guys in the second and third year. So that means they're gonna rotate them on out. We're gonna have a young team, y'all. By year 4, we're gonna have a young team, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
A young, experienced team. Put it like that. Because these guys are gonna learn under all these veterans.
$8 million a year. So I like that, man. With him potentially getting $8 million, you got your running back at $6 million. You get Hayden Hurst. I think he was a little bit at $6 million himself. So I mean, they're all manageable contracts that Scott
Good
Fitterer
contract.
has done.
Good contract.
With a lot of this restructuring that they made happen, this is perfect because you get to really see Taylor Moton's money spread out. You get to really see Shaq Thompson and all these guys restructuring. D-Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All of them restructured, man. This is perfect.
Quality guys coming in here too. See, that's what we said. That's what we mean by quality guys. Like, I'm not saying D Hop ain't a quality guy, but what I'm saying, quality in the community, quality, you know what I'm saying, quality attitude, like the money that's being offered, quality type guys.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Shout out to DJ, man. That really hurt to see see DJ Moore go. But Lord knows, look, you spread this thing out and you really, really have now a team. I just hate to say it. We're going to finally get this guy a quarterback and he ain't even going to be nowhere next time. Ain't that bad?
Yeah.
Ain't that bad?
Yeah.
We waited for 4 years to get this guy a quarterback and it never happened. But it's okay. It's okay. He got his quarterback now in Chicago, and I'm wishing him the best, man. I really do. Shout out to Carolina Pride. The savings from Shaq restructuring was never published. We used the savings from that to sign Thielen. Ooh, that was good then. Yeah. Scott Fitterer is on it for this offseason, man. Oh, there he go. My dog, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing, Q?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Look, welcome to the show. This is Black Cat, man. This is one of the family members of Black Cat, man. What's up with you?
Man, not much. Listen, I'm living vicariously through you guys, and I remember a few years ago, I'm the 49er fan, just calling in to give give some love to my guy Q. And I've put some work into these top 4 quarterbacks, but I remember just a few short years ago where the 49ers were in a situation they had given up a lot to move up to 3. And there was so much excitement, that whole month or so leading up to the draft. So I remember exactly how this felt. And so I'm excited for y'all. Nothing but love for Panther Nation, and hope that you guys get whoever it is that you want. But I think this is a fun time. I think you all should enjoy it. But I've got an opinion on these quarterbacks, and it's starting to sound, the last couple times I've listened to you, Q, it's starting to sound like you're going the Anthony Richardson route. I mean, because I thought it started with Stroud. I thought you were with me on the Stroud trade, and now it sounds like
don't
AR-15.
He seem like it? Don't he seem like it?
Okay. I'm trying to keep my excitement down. But yes, I'm leaning towards AR-15, bro, because it's the freakish upside. But I'm going to go ahead and let you break it down, man. Tell me what you're seeing from these quarterbacks.
All right, man. So as you saw on my second channel, man, which is my all NFL channel, I said that I think the Panthers should take Stroud. And there's a lot that I like about Stroud. But I do have AR-15 as like my 1B quarterback. I have Stroud at 1A. I have AR-15 at 1B. And I was shocked, Q. I mean, I went and watched 3 games for each of these quarterbacks on all 22. So I wasn't just watching a broadcast film. I watched the all 22 on all of them. And I was shocked at how refined AR-15 was. Absolutely blown away. The way people talk about him, it's like he can do nothing right. He's just a raw athlete, and that's all he is. That couldn't have been further from the truth from the games that I saw. And the games that I watched were Tennessee, LSU, and Georgia. So we're talking tough competition here. He is actually more refined than people think. Now, the accuracy is a thing. That's a real issue that needs to be worked on. But we're talking about a young player. But as far as little nuances of how to play quarterback, he's got it down pat, man. He keeps his eyes downfield. He doesn't spam his athleticism like a lot of young quarterbacks do. It's not like he's just getting back there. He's more athletic than everybody, and he's making things shake. No, he approaches the line of scrimmage and tries to keep his eyes downfield and throw the football. That's what he's looking to do. He really, truly is a throw-first player. He's not just an athlete who plays quarterback. He wants to play the quarterback position, which I absolutely love. And the other thing that I was shocked about, he is the best of the big 4 quarterbacks. So we're talking Levis, Stroud, Young, AR-15, the best. And it's by a wide margin, Q. It's stepping up into a pocket. He is so comfortable moving up into a pocket. I was shocked. Like I said, I couldn't believe that he had these little nuances down. Yes, he does need to work on the accuracy. I understand that. But as far as other little nuances of playing quarterback and truly wanting to play the position, he does it at a high level already. Then you add in the athleticism. Then you add in the arm strength. His ability to throw out of sacks is unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. He is a very, very good prospect. However, for you guys, I would prefer CJ Stroud. I just like the marriage of CJ Stroud and Frank Reich a little bit more. If it were the Colts at number 1, I would say AR-15, because Shane Steichen just went through this with Jalen Hurts. He can now use what he learned from that process to help AR-15, and I think that would be the perfect pairing. I wouldn't be mad if the Panthers took either one, but I do think Stroud is the right pick for me personally. His accuracy is off the charts. It's very hard looking at some of these top quarterbacks when they go to Alabama or they go to Ohio State, because their receivers are running wide open all over the place. Baker Mayfield was a great example of this at Oklahoma. People couldn't decipher whether he was good or not. They just looked at the numbers and they looked at wins and like, oh, Baker Mayfield's going to be a G. But if you watch Baker Mayfield, he was consistently throwing behind receivers who were wide open. CJ Stroud is so damn accurate all over the field. It's hard not to love what you see in CJ Stroud. I just think he's perfect at number 1, but I do like AR-15 a lot more than most.
Okay, man, look at here. This is why this guy is one of the best on YouTube right now. Make sure y'all subscribe to Last Second Sports. Look, Jesse, I'm telling you right now, What they don't understand when it comes to AR-15 is, yes, he's a passer first. Look, he didn't have a lot of targets to really get the ball in there too. A lot of people is not even focusing on that. Like, if you want this guy to step up and make plays, you got to have somebody there for him to make plays too. And he didn't have that, nor did he have the coaching to put him in positions to make plays. So he had to learn the quarterback position self-taught on his own this year at Florida. A lot of people didn't even realize that. I'll say this, Jess, and everybody else here on the panel. I'm a sucker for somebody that can show me they can grind and get it out the mud and do it themselves. I love the fact that this guy can say, hey, the maturation process is there, the input information process is there, and he can take these things and take it to the next level. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him since the college football season ended, and his ability to put it all together now, we're starting to see it. That's all I'm saying. I love the learning curve from him.
I'll say this, and I agree with everything that you just said. The coaching staff didn't do him any favors. If you go watch the plays that they call for him on a regular basis, they make him play hero ball, and he doesn't want to do it. He wants to play quarterback. But there is so many times that you go watch it and they're just running deep concepts, 4 deep. They're running flood concepts, but every route is deep. And anytime he's given an option to check down, he does it. He'll go through his reads and he'll check down. But a lot of times they don't even give him a check down option. They're like, go make it happen with your arm. And if you can't make it happen with your arm, then just figure it out with your legs. They don't put him in any favorable situations. The coaching staff there, I thought, did a horrible job with their play calling. It shows up repeatedly on film, and he just gets the job done, man. Like I said, he is not perfect by any means. And if you want to talk about the accuracy, sure, go ahead. But as far as playing the quarterback position, he wants to do it. He does not want to just be a freak athlete. He is that, but he is a true quarterback at heart. He approaches the line of scrimmage looking to throw. He is very poised. And like I said, from a pocket presence standpoint, the best out of all 4 of these by a wide margin. And that was the only issue I had with CJ Stroud, by the way. He fades back into a pocket, and fading back into a pocket in the NFL could be a death sentence. I hate it from quarterbacks. I don't like quarterbacks who consistently like to escape from the backside. I don't like it when quarterbacks, instead of stepping up into clean pockets, they go back in pockets. It's a big problem that I have with Brock Purdy in San Francisco. It is the reason why he lost his elbow in the NFC Championship game. He had a clean pocket to step up into, chose not to do it, stood there, faded back, and got drilled. CJ Stroud does have to work on that. However, CJ Stroud has shown the ability from time to time, if you go watch the film, to step up into the pocket. He just doesn't do it with consistency. He needs to fix that before I will say he is a perfect prospect. If he did that, he would be a no-brainer, can't miss. But because of that issue, that's where I say, hey, AR-15 is close, and I may take him above him. And I understand why somebody would say that they would.
That's a mouthful.
Hey, and then see, Jesse, just like you were saying, AR can go out of a sack, and then you talk about accuracy.
Hold on.
I was telling somebody earlier about the narrative, you know what I mean, about him not being accurate. And they say,
Kendall,
you ain't gonna never be accurate. You know what I'm saying?
we lost. Kendall, we lost your volume over here, man. We need you to fix that for a second.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
In the Matrix.
Yeah. We need you to go out and come back in. Hello, Kendall, you there?
Yeah. Keep
okay, there you go,
man.
I'm
outside trying to do something. But yeah, but like I said, they keep talking that narrative about AR. You know, he just said AR is big enough to fight through sacks. AR can work on his accuracy. And people always say, if you either got it or you don't got it with accuracy. You can work on accuracy.
Absolutely. Josh Allen is a great example of this. I think what people are realizing, and I understand that Josh Allen is a unicorn. I totally get that. But Josh Allen is a perfect example of this. Jalen Hurts is a perfect example of this. Usually, if you are inaccurate, You have a small mechanical flaw that needs to be tweaked. And once that gets fixed, you're good to go. So
that's it. That's it. These guys.
I think our people is a little stubborn. They don't want to see AR-15 at all at number one because from the consensus that they saw, what they saw with Florida, no matter what we say to them about the obstacles he had to overcome, they're looking at it from the position his numbers don't match or signify number one. So no matter what we say about what AR-15 could potentially be for this franchise, they don't want to hear it. They don't give a darn.
Q, that's normal though. I mean, it's only fair, and I understand where people are coming from because I was also this fan before, getting on YouTube and really making a serious business out of this thing, where you scout through stats and wins. You scout through stats and wins, and you go watch a highlight film that's posted on YouTube. Maybe you go watch a game or two or what have you, but most people don't have access to all 22, especially college. College all 22 is like, I mean, you got to kill somebody to get that. So I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand. I totally understand it. And so that's why I'm trying to bring an outside perspective. I have no dog in the fight. I'm a 49er fan. I don't care what y'all do. I just think it's an exciting time. And I do think that CJ Stroud should be the pick. However, I just have to stand up for AR-15 because I think a lot of people are missing the boat on this kid and where he is actually good, how refined he is. Stats aren't going to show you this. Stats aren't going to show you most of it. In fact, I'll say this. Will Levis is who everybody thinks AR-15 is.
Well, and you know why the stats ain't going to show you that? He only played 13 games.
Right. And he's a one-man show. But Will Levis is everything that people think AR-15 is. He's the one that's unrefined. He's the bonehead. He's the bad decision maker. He's the slow processor. He's the one that has the most work. It's not AR-15. AR-15 is a smart kid who processes very well. He needs to work on his accuracy, but everything else is right there. Will Levis is the one that's undefined.
You want to know the funny thing, Jesse? As I see the Vegas Raiders, basically, he's Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0, and they're going to take Will Levis and have the same type of quarterback over there, and they're going to be wondering why they can't win. You're looking at this guy, and he's from that Sam Darnold, Jimmy Garoppolo mold. They all, to me, the same guys. Strong arm guys that can't win when you need them the most. I hate to say that about him. I love Jimmy G. I've always been a Jimmy G advocate. But Levis, I watched so much film with him throwing balls into double and triple coverage, and you got a man wide open that's sitting right there that you can throw to your tight end, you can throw to your running back in the flat, but instead he tried to go for hero ball every time. I want to make the big play, the 20-yard completion. I want to be on Sports Center. I don't know what it is about Levis, but it's a turnoff for me. It's a major turnoff.
Well, I'll say this about Will Levis. He has Rich Scangarello was his offensive coordinator this year. Rich Scangarello was our quarterback coach. He is awful. Absolutely awful. He got fired after 1 year. So Will Levis wasn't necessarily put in the best situation for him to succeed. But even then, you have to look at the little nuances of the position. You have to, aside from are wins being had, what are the stats? You have to look at the little things. It's the same thing that I've been talking to 49er fans about with Trey Lance. So many people are out on Trey Lance, and I get it. He got injured. He didn't play his first year. I understand all of these things, but there are little micro progressions that Trey Lance has made since he's come in the league that nobody pays attention to. They look at a monsoon game in Chicago that they lost, and they're like, oh, well, Jimmy G would have won that game, or Brock Purdy. First of all, no, they wouldn't have. Second of all, you look at the micro progressions and the way that he played in the pocket in that one game versus what he had done the year prior in his couple instances that he came into games, night and day. He was a completely different player, so much more refined. And we're going to see that leap again from him this year. It's just a matter of staying healthy. But most people don't look at it that way. It's wins and losses and it's statistics. That's it.
That's all they look at.
Then you're not a good quarterback.
Get out. They tell you get out. They go away from you so fast. Not for long, this NFL league.
So we got CJ Stroud on the show right now. I know he's been burning up to get his stilo out. So, Mr. CJ, go ahead. How are you feeling about what we just said about potentially your rival?
Can we stop the nonsense talk? Because let me tell you what we have here, gentlemen. I'm going to tell you at their full potential, you have Andrew Luck and Cam Newton. And I want you guys to lie and say the better quarterback would be Cam Newton. Because that's what you have here. CJ Stroud is Mr. Throw you open, understanding what open really is in the NFL. He sees body placement. He sees the way you move when you being covered, and he hits you right where you need it. He delivers right where it's supposed to be to make sure that completion happens. What we're doing now is saying, okay, AR, your deep ball is incredible. We don't know what your full potential is because you only played for a year. But right now, there's someone that has an accurate arm that can be considered an Andrew Luck or Joe Burrow. And we're going to roll the dice to see if you can get as accurate as him because that you can run and because you big and you can run through blockers. Well, Cam Newton, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, all of them have something in common. When it comes through the season, you holding your breath hoping they're going to make it to the playoffs. We're not about to act like Jalen Hurts didn't almost miss the playoffs. If they didn't win as much as they did, they'd have been out. Lamar Jackson got his team to the playoffs, but he called in sick. We're talking about one solid year with Jalen Hurts, one solid year of Lamar Jackson, one solid year of Cam Newton. Then you talking about year after year after year as a quarterback with an arm such as Andrew Luck and Joe Burrow.
Come on, Mike. What happened to Andrew Luck though, Mike? Why is he out the league?
What? Because he didn't have an offensive line. Let's not act
But
like.
but did he not get hurt in the pocket? All quarterbacks can get hurt. Got the potential of getting hurt though, Mike.
There was no offensive line. Let's not act like the Indianapolis Colts did anything to protect that man. They did absolutely nothing to protect him. Facts. They didn't get an offensive line to 3 years after he left. Is that not true?
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Burrow, they finally starting to get him one because this man gets sacked 9 times in one game and he has to stand up and still pull off a W. I'm saying when it comes to quarterbacks being mobile, I am one of the most. My first favorite quarterback was Michael Vick. That was my first jersey I ever bought. So when I say Cordell Stewart, all of them, I love a mobile quarterback. But I need one that think throw before run. And when you have someone that you got to put in a position to say, hey, we need you to learn how to get accurate, but for now, run. I'd rather go to the man that he thinks first throw, and I know deep down if he needs to, he can get open. He can run. He can break through.
So, Big Mike, let me stop you right there. The correlation of this having to do with C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson, where are you going with this?
The reason why I'm going with this is because we got Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst, Adam Thielen. These are not targets that's going to break away and get wide the fuck open. These are ones that's going to be possessional players. Hayden Hurst is going to be possessional. Adam Thielen's possessional. Miles Sanders, a dump off. And for AR's biggest weakness, they do not compliment him at all. Like you saw his year, you saw his pro day, and you can sit back and say these guys are not what he needs to succeed. He needs a down footer speed demon.
So Mike, let me stop you right there. Who are you to say that these guys don't compliment AR-15?
Just like the rest of the world, I watch too.
I mean, but did you die last night?
I don't know if y'all know that, but 2015 vision is damn near perfect. And when I watch this man play, his biggest plays is downfield, and he has the most inconsistent routes when it comes to dumping the ball off. when a tight end gets open, layups that most of us would consider quarterbacks having, that's a layup. He should be able to hit that without a problem. A man coming out of the backfield, he should be able to hit that without a problem. But it's a problem for him. And I'm saying he can grow out of it possibly. But why put money on a possible when you looking at the other side, you saying, I know he can do it.
Yeah,
But what if CJ? What if we see CJ right now and say CJ 10 years down the road is the same player? You know what I'm saying? You
You know what?
you just get a middle of the road CJ, but
Okay,
you can
first
get
of
a
all,
dynamic Anthony Richardson, some kind of transcendent player in 2 years, a year and a half,
so we got
a half of a season.
so we got the what if. What if he don't end up accurate?
I
What
mean,
if
hey,
he
that
throws more interceptions than touchdowns? What if he ends up being that athletic Jameis Winston?
I mean, James
What if?
Winston was athletic, though. I mean, hold on, Mike, now, because see, you all over the damn place. Now, understand me, Mike, when I say this. I would take what you were saying to the heart if I knew it wasn't biased.
Now listen,
yeah.
listen, let me tell you something. Let me
But
tell you
I
something. I
know
want
your
to say
mind is
something
fixated already.
because I told Unc, I said, if you had to say who would be the best quarterback, and if you gave Bryce Young a little bit more weight and height, I will give it to Bryce Young because he has the X factor about him. There's something about Bryce Young that you be like, yo, that's Patrick Mahomes the way he does things. But that's the only quarterback that I would put over a potential Andrew Luck or Joe Burrow is a Patrick Mahomes. And I'm looking at Anthony Richardson and I see your ceiling, sir. Jalen Hurts, Cam Newton. That's it. That's where the ball drops. And if you ask me who would I want more, Cam Newton or Joe Burrow, easily.
And then see y'all, and see everybody likes to make a Patrick Mahomes type. You know what I'm saying? Emphasis on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, nobody can say that they seen Patrick Mahomes except for Andy Reid. Because what's my man name? That was starting in front of before he got his leg broke. You see what I'm saying? He was
Deshaun Watson,
grooming
but
Patrick
listen,
Mahomes. He
Alex
didn't
I'm gonna
Smith.
come
tell you
out there.
something.
Alex Smith.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you
Alex Smith was
something.
out there
Hey,
cooking.
one at a time.
Alex Smith was out there cooking until he got his leg broke.
Right.
I can honestly
So
say
Patrick
this.
Mahomes did not come into the league just doing it.
Listen,
Come
listen.
on, y'all.
I can honestly say this. I honestly can say this. Like on my daughter and my grandmother, I
now
can say I
don't
saw
don't
Patrick
put your
Mahomes.
family in this.
Uh, my daughter's a Panther fan too. My daughter and I was chilling, and we was watching the John Gruden show with Patrick Mahomes, and I said this. I said, "Look, I know this will sound far fetched, but he might be the best quarterback being drafted, even in front of Deshaun Watson." And everybody threw a fucking fit. Like, what do you mean? Deshaun Watson, Clemson, all the things he did. I was like, yeah, but this little motherfucker, I've never seen this before. Now, I'm not saying that I saw him coming, doing what he's doing, and throwing 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns in the same season. No, I'm not saying that. But I saw that potential when I looked at him. And I look at Bryce Young and I'm saying, dog, if I wasn't afraid of Myles Garrett folding your ass in half, I almost would put Bryce Young over CJ. But just the thought of how long he's going to last in the NFL is what scares me. I don't think you'll get 10 years out of Bryce Young. I just don't see it how small he is. I think you can get 10 years out of the AR, but I don't know if he's going to be accurate when them 10 years is up.
So Big Mike, Pop, what's up with your brother?
What's up with y'all?
Man, let's get your thoughts real quick on how you feeling about everything. Thielen is in the building, man. What's going on with you?
I mean, you know, we doing what we said we're gonna do and keep stepping on this divisional next, bro. I mean, you know, a lot of people saying, man, we ain't did this and we ain't did that, but I mean, I need y'all to wipe that bullshit out your eyes and see the Panthers making moves. You know, I'm tired of y'all keep reminding us about the past. That's the past. You know, we moving and grooving, baby.
what you're seeing right here, what is the playing field for the Carolina Panthers this season? Where do you see us taking it potentially with any one of these quarterbacks? Do you see us in division? Do you see us competing for potentially something bigger than the division? Where do you see this Panther team lying at right now?
We're going to the playoffs. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win the first game in the playoffs, but that is to me the pinnacle right there. Get to that first game of the playoffs, because look at all the moves that we're making. You're not gonna draft in the first. Well, we can't anyway because of the picks we gave up. But you weren't gonna get there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm listening to Mike. I know he has some concerns about some of these quarterbacks. You know, especially AR, and I get that. But if you look at the bigger picture and just not, you know, what I'm saying the quick, you know, what I'm saying answer, we got a 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback that's our backup. He could start for 6 games. You know, they already once they get in the building, they're gonna be in the building for a minute. And some of these attributes that we want AR to bring, he could possibly pick up on that by having the guidance of this good coach sit behind him. You know, this is not a 1-year fix. But what you are doing, you drafted for potential. Everybody's drafting for potential. Because you know what I keep hearing? That your boy Bryce Young has the potential to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's saying that AR has the potential to become more accurate. So it kills me how they knock him and then they put him in a box. And then he mess around and show y'all something different.
Well, they don't believe that he's a true quarterback because from what they're seeing, all they see is the broad jump. All they see is the vertical. And they're saying that, why are you going to bring him in? Like, I've seen some of the ignorant comments that's come from Pantherland. And first of all, shout out to Jesse for just trying to open up some of these Panther fans' eyes. I really appreciate him. Make sure y'all go to his channel, like and subscribe over there. That's the family, man. That is one of the, look at here. That's the OG in the game. I really, really, really appreciate him for pulling up on us today. So make sure y'all subscribe to his channel as well. He was trying to open up some of the Panthers' eyes over here, man. And it's a must-see because everybody is so negative on what AR-15 could potentially be, man. And I see it, I get it. I think it's a deep underlying issue. Hold on, somebody got the noise. It's a deep underlying issue when it comes to we've already dealt with Cam Newton. I think everybody is so scared with the way how things ended with Cam Newton. They don't want to see another guy like AR-15 come in because he's so similar. And they're afraid to attach themselves to that because they know that it didn't end well with Cam Newton. And I think that's what it is. They're afraid to be okay with it. I'm not being a psychologist over here. All I'm saying is I'm looking at what's going on. I think we got a little syndrome of Cam fever coming up with AR-15.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of John Fox and a little bit of Rule in there too. Because see, one thing I can tell you, and Mike was right. You know, they didn't give what could have been a Hall of Fame quarterback, offensive line. The Panthers didn't do it either. But see, now Reich ain't gonna do that no more. He's not gonna put himself in that jeopardy to lose his franchise quarterback because he has to hit.
Mm-hmm.
He has to hit. Now, that's a lot of pressure on him. But if he really likes what AR can become, you know, they got to get him in there. They got to get him in the building.
Man, look.
You just never know.
Look, man, I heard people say Jalen Hurts. I hear people say Josh Allen. Some other quarterbacks.
I can't compare Jalen Hurts to AR right now. I really can't.
That got accurate over time. Because Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen ain't enough for me to take this leap. So you know what I mean? That's the way I'm saying.
But I mean, hold on. But you're making it sound like it's not possible. If it was something that you never seen, like you never seen the win before, but you know it was there, right?
Yes, sir.
Man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen.
Hey, go ahead.
You never seen the win, but you know it was there. But hold on. Hold on, Mike. You just said that Josh Allen and your boy from the Philadelphia Eagles, they did it. So why are you doubting this man can't do it? I think it came down to coaching. So are you now doubting your coach?
No. We're not about to twist it. This is what I'm saying.
We ain't twisted.
I've seen multiple quarterbacks with an accurate arm win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple. I haven't seen too many that run first. Matter of fact, let's end the conversation. I seen one. He was in Washington a long fucking time ago. I have seen plenty accurate quarterbacks win a Super Bowl. Are we trying to get to the dance or are we trying to win the motherfucker? Because even the guys y'all mentioned ain't win a Super Bowl.
I mean, hey, there's not a lot of people that win Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck up? Never mind.
First of all,
there's not a lot of people that win Super Bowls.
There have been dual threat quarterbacks that's won Super Bowls before,
Yeah.
but that's a whole other conversation. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, but let's keep it to okay. We got to get us a guy in the building. Look, before I do anything else, shout out to everybody on the panel right now. We appreciate you for being here. Shout out to the 83 in the chat, man. Make sure you like this video, show that love, subscribe to the channel. Hey, make sure y'all come on back to Black Cat Panther Podcast, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Look, Thielen is in the building. Y'all already see it. We got potential quarterback fever. We don't know which direction to go. I don't think Frank Wright knows which directions to go, but I'm thinking that it's going to be, and I'm thinking he's going to throw us all a curveball, and it's going to be AR-15, man. I hate to say it. I don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers, but I think that's going to happen.
Can I ask the panel a question real quick?
Hold on for a minute, Mike. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I just want to ask the panel a question. Do you, if that is true, what Q just said, that they don't know the quarterback that they want and they're trading up for the top spot, do you find that worrisome or do you have confidence in that? Because the way that I prefer is I would prefer that you're trading up for a player, not a position. And knowing exactly who that guy is. You talk about Patrick Mahomes. When they traded up for Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't to get a quarterback. It was to get Patrick Mahomes. Teams usually trade up for a specific player, not for a position, and then we'll figure it out from there. I felt like that's a lot of what San Francisco did, and it could be an issue. I think they got the right guy in doing it, but it hasn't worked out thus far. So are you worried that they traded up for a position versus trading up for a specific player?
Well, I'm going to be real with you, Jess. We have ignored the position for so long and tried to bring so many other guys that could be stopgap field guys that it created a bigger problem to now we can't overlook the position anymore. So, yes, it's a problem for me. I'm nervous as hell because, one, if they overthink this, they can fuck it up. And I'm really thinking that if they overthink this, they're going to mess it up. So I'm under the impression if you traded up to number one, you should have known who you were going to pick immediately. And you should not have traded unless you knew that. But this is the Panthers. This is the intrigue. You hearing the stories from day to day. AR 1 minute. Next minute, Bryce. Potentially next minute, CJ. They're saying that Frank Wright likes this guy. Josh McCown likes that guy. There's too many hands in the pot trying to stir the same pot of stew. And somebody going to put too much ingredients into this pot. So I'm with you. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Q. I'm with you on that. When they traded up, we automatically should have knew what we were going to do as a fan base. Now we just hearing too many names, too much stuff is just coming out surrounding the Panthers. That's where we at. We got an uncertainty right now, and we sitting at number one.
You know what? I'm gonna go devil's advocate, and I'm gonna say I think they know exactly who they drafted. I don't think they want anybody else to know, but I think when they went and got that number one pick, they knew exactly who they wanted. They knew exactly who they're going to draft. And I think everything that they saying from the first, it was the Will Levis, and then now that they stuck on AR-15, now it's Bryce Young. I think they got everybody thinking, including their fan, and that's going to make it better for them if they can pull off something on draft day. But I'm here to tell you, if it was AR-15, they would have went for Arizona for the pick, not for the first pick of the draft.
But see, that's the thing, Mike.
No opinion.
They didn't even try to go to Arizona or any other team underneath that. They went straight to the top. They weren't even trying to be in that situation. They wanted to control the draft. So I know that people use that example like, hey, they could have went with this. They didn't want to do that. No matter if they got AR-15 at 9 or 8, they weren't gonna do that. They wanted to control the draft.
They wanted to control the draft, and I think I said this before. I think that going to Arizona trying to get the 3rd pick overall would have cost us the same as it did when we went and got the number 1 pick overall. So they just went on the number 1. They just cut the middleman out and went to number 1.
Yeah. I mean, you heard the story that was out. They were too scared that the Arizona was going to call either Indianapolis or the Vegas Raiders and see if they could get a better offer. So that's why they bypassed them and went to the Bears.
Which is smart, which is where Black coming in saying, hey, this one they could possibly, go back one and get a haul for what they already put out there.
Well, I mean, and this is the nutshell of what Jesse is saying. You should be afraid that they want to more or less control the board versus more or less getting your quarterback in the door. That's because if that's what he's saying, if you're worried about what you could potentially get versus potentially having your guy locked in on who you want to take your franchise ahead, if you're waiting up to draft now, you could be in a bad position. Because like I said, this is something that right now should be already a preset thing with these guys. They should already have an idea, okay, this guy, long run, 5 years, where do we see ourselves? Where do you see this guy going? Get some weapons for this guy. We should already have everything laid in place. And I believe that they do, but it also looks like to me on the outside, just from being a Panther fan, it looks like they're just building a team and they're going to insert any quarterback in there to move forward. That's the problem. That could be a problem. When they just get any guy out of the 3 and say, hey, well, we'll take this guy. That could be the problem.
Now, who's done the recon work on Josh McCown a couple months ago when he did the quarterback breakdowns for Underdog Fantasy? Who do you get the feeling that he liked from those breakdowns?
Oh, it's CJ all day from his breakdowns, man. He's a high CJ guy. Based off of the 3, he was gushing when he spoke about CJ and what he saw, how fast he got the ball out, how fast he reacted and putting body placement on the ball. Like, he was gushing on each and every aspect of that video he did. But when it came to, like, Bryce, he wasn't as high. It didn't seem like he was as high as anybody else for the videos he did. And you can see it.
Yeah, even the Levis, like, he wasn't that, great about it. Happy about it. Like, he did his professionalism on the show, of course. Mm-hmm. But he didn't seem too hype about it, and that's what made me mad because I was waiting for the AR video to come through, and they snatched him up right before he could. I'm like, damn.
Well, see, and that's why everybody was saying, okay, McCown and Thomas Brown, they both love CJ. Then you got Frank Wright, and then you got guys like Staley, who's the assistant coach. They care for AR-15. They want to run the ball. I mean, with everything that you're hearing, they want to run the ball. They want to have a fresh running back in the 4th quarter. So with that being said, they want to do a threat at quarterback. Like they said, they could potentially go out there, make all the throws, and know when to turn it on and be Superman. You got to pay attention to what they're saying in these interviews. Break it down and listen to it, man. You want a guy that knows when to be Superman. That was a dig right there. That's all I'm saying.
And, I've been listening to a lot of these analysts and those guys that get, they really do break down tape. And, they've got done their mock drafts, things like that. But the big question that they be asking is which quarterback you feel would have a better career where? And every time it's AR to the Carolina Panthers. Because of how we set up. So he goes anywhere else, he possibly will be a bust.
Yeah, because I mean, this team is already set up for him to be successful. You already got a strong run game. You already got a very good defense. I'll call us a top 15 defense already, which I know is potentially better than that. But we've seen the additions that we have coming with Tuttle and these guys now being in here. Von Bell, we picked up from Cincy. Look, this defense can only get better. Jeremy Chin is now moving down to play a little bit of that hybrid linebacker spot. Like I said, Frankie Louvu is a dog on the outside. You have to look at what you have. This defense is going to be elite with an elite defense and a strong run game. No matter who you have, as long as he has a tight end for a blanket, your quarterback can succeed and come in to be a strong game manager until he gets this thing up under him. Until he understands, situations in football, you can sit here from week to week and really take your time with this guy at quarterback. You don't have to rush him. That's all I'm saying.
I think the Colts are a slightly better fit for AR-15 personally.
You think so?
I do. Yeah, I mean, you talk about a strong run game. I mean, you got arguably one of the best running backs in the game, maybe the best when he's fully healthy. He's still young and up and coming versus some of these other guys are starting to age out. Mm-hmm. And, he's got a couple decent pieces as far as the offensive line goes. But he's got the coach, man. I mean, Shane Steichen has been around the league. He's worked with Justin Herbert. He just helped build Jalen Hurts. I just feel like that marriage for Steichen being the head coach there now with AR-15 makes so much sense. And I think for the Colts,
that's true.
They have to figure out a way to swap picks with Arizona, even if it means giving up a second-round pick, because they cannot be stuck at number 4. Left at the altar with Will Levis. That would be a disaster.
I respect.
So Jesse, what you saying is you think 4 quarterbacks is going out 1, 2, 3, 4?
I mean, it possibly could. I think if the Colts can get up to 3, then Will Levis could fall. But I think if the Colts stay at 4 and somebody jumps them because either Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, or Anthony Richardson are there, then they're going to have to take Will Levis at 4. And I think it'll be a disaster.
Oh, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. I think that Steichen, if any coach, is in a hard situation because he's never been a head coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I mean, he's definitely in a hard situation, but he is comfortable developing these types of quarterbacks is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. He done it.
But wouldn't Wright be even better than that? Because he's had 4 different quarterbacks and have won the season with each one of them.
Yeah, but Reich was in a really crappy spot with the Colts. I mean, getting a new quarterback every year I thought was a disaster. None of them were like that, though. I mean, who has Frank Reich fully developed from the beginning and to turn them into a superstar? Where is his fingerprints at for that quarterback?
He's never had one, but that's the beauty of it. If he would be able to go get his guy and then have this staff, this supporting cast that we call the All-Stars, I mean, I don't see how AR would not benefit better here than Indianapolis. Who's he going to learn underneath there? Like, who do they have?
Yeah, and I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm not saying. I mean, Frank Reich. I like Frank Reich, and I love the cast that he's put around him. I do think, and this is what I've said. I think AR-15 slightly behind Stroud. If I'm the Panthers, I'm taking Stroud. If I'm the Colts and I have the number 1 pick, I'm taking AR-15. But I understand the argument for that. And I know that there's people in the chat like, what about Bryce Young? Bryce Young's good. Like, don't get me wrong, Bryce Young is good. But even outside of his stature, which everybody wants to nitpick at, I don't really nitpick at the stature with Bryce Young. There are other little things that I recognize when I watch him on film that I wasn't fond of. So that's why I put the other 2 slightly ahead of him.
Well, talk about it, brother. I'd love to hear it.
You're talking about for Bryce Young?
Yes, sir.
So you want to know the positives or the negatives I have for him?
I mean, hey, you can talk about whatever you like, brother.
Go with the negatives, because I believe everybody already heard all the positives. When you said that just like, oh wow, somebody saying something negative about Bryce Young other than his size.
Yeah, and I don't want to put the stature into it because it's not like, of course, everybody can look at him and say size, but size is only a problem when it's a problem. Like if you get hurt because of it or something like that. Here's the weaknesses I saw. So the games that I watched for him were Texas, LSU, and Auburn. I think he has erratic decision making when he's pressured quickly. He doesn't set his feet consistently, even in clean pockets. And I think a lot of that is because he can throw from every arm angle. multiple arm angles he can throw from. And so he tries to get cute and doesn't set his feet. Now, that's something that I think is very correctable quickly, by the way. I don't think that's like a death sentence by any means. I'll also say that there are a few times a game where he will forego a clean step-up lane in favor of running, and that is where the stature comes into play. What I think is happening there is he's not able to see over the middle, and so instead of stepping up and taking a throw over the middle, he's going to scoot out of there and try to make things happen, which is where you can get injured if you are a smaller quarterback. And the one thing that stood out to me the most in those 3 games, and it happened in every single one of them, inside the 10-yard lines, whether his back was to the 10-yard line or he was in the opponent's 10-yard line, it's like everything fell apart for him. It's like he forgot how to play quarterback. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. His accuracy was out the window. His decision-making was out the window. I don't understand it. And I don't know if it was just
you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you?
Go ahead.
That's in that you said in that 10-yard, that's when them boys are coming. That's when them boys are coming. That's when he feel that pressure the most. Pressure bust pipes.
Yeah, and I guess that goes back to the first thing I said, erratic decision-making when he's pressured quickly. I guess it's the strangest thing because if you just watch him from 10 yards out until the other 10-yard line, you've got that 80 yards there. He is perfect. I mean, he does so many great things. He is one of the few quarterbacks that makes his own checks and in protections and calls his own audibles and does all that. Like mentally, he's there. But it seems like for some reason that mental aspect just goes out the window 100% when his back is to a goal line or he's inside the 10-yard line of the opponents. And like I said, it may be a 3-game stretch, but I find it hard to believe that watching 3 random games that in every single game I had the same takeaway. That's hard for me to overcome that.
That's a great point because if you watch football and you can see sometimes teams can march the ball up and down the field, but you get to that 10-yard line, things change, don't they? Anybody can tell you that. You be like, what happened, man? They were moving the ball so good. The boys, it's a different game on that 10-yard line. It's a different game. It gets shorter right there.
Windows get tighter, and I mean, especially when they're inside your 10. I mean, you've got the boundary that's an extra defender. It's like you have a 12th defender on the field. So it makes it interesting. And what I noticed when he was inside of opponent's 10-yard line, that's where the accuracy started to kind of fall apart. But when his back was against the goal line going the other way, dude, the most erratic decision-making I have ever seen. Like, it was awful. Multiple times it was awful. I understand it, but I don't understand it. It was really interesting to watch.
Wow. I mean, I'm just sitting in here taking all this in because that leads me to believe that my decision that when I said that I was out on Bryce, for me personally, that signifies why I believe that I'm out on him.
You got to go back and look at it, don't you, Q?
Yeah.
And there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like about. I understand why people would watch Bryce Young and be like, oh man, he's a mini Mahomes, and I get all of those conversations. I really do, because it shows up. I mean, outbreaking routes, he's absolute money. He's willing to take a shot. For as small as he is, he will take a shot to deliver. He goes through his progressions about as effortlessly as you can, going left to right or right to left. That is not an issue for him. He'll take checkdowns. He's quick-footed. He's elusive, accurate from multiple arm slots, runs a great 2-minute drill. Like, there's a lot to like, but man, some of those things other than stature, I don't think a lot of people are talking about, and it showed up glaring to me when I watched him.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Jesse, man, I appreciate you for breaking that down, man. But when I'm telling you, a guy that's always on his P's and Q's with his assessments, Last Second Sports, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel over there. That's family over there. Please show that love. Everybody in the chat, show that love to Last Second Sports, man. Y'all already know what time it is. This has been possibly one of the best ones that I've had in a while because it's just like it's just a TED Talk, man. It's one of those ones where I'm sitting here, I know what my heart wants, but I know what's best for me, but it's a battle that I'm having internally right now. It's like I'm sitting on my shoulders and I got AR-15 on one shoulder and I got CJ Stroud on the other shoulder and Bryce Young is like somewhere in between looking like, what happened? Y'all ain't even thinking about me? It's the internal battle that you're having right now, man. So, look, this is one of those ones, fellas. Does anybody feel like that something was left off or anything that they feel that they want to clear before I switch up?
Take CJ Stroud number 1. That's it.
Look, shout out to CJ Stroud.
All right, y'all. Hey, Q, thanks for having me on. It was nice to talk with all y'all. Seriously, Panthers fans, enjoy this. And content creators for the Panthers, enjoy this even more. This is the best 2 or 3 months of content creation you are going to have with the quarterback thing. Then once you take the quarterback, there's the debate. Then there's the watching the film of the quarterback and falling in love with them and arguing over it. And it's a great time to be a Panther fan. So enjoy it, y'all.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. We appreciate you for pulling
thank
up.
you for coming on, bro.
Yes, sir. Fellas, man, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling after hearing that?
Who was you a fan of? I missed it. I came in late.
He said,
Jesse here, 49ers fan.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I think he hit some real key points, y'all. Like he really put it together. It made you now. It's gonna make me go back and look at Bryce Young a little bit more because maybe I missed out on some things. And so I got to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna go back and watch some of them tapes.
Yeah. Like that's why I say.
But the guy was great though.
Look at here, guys like that to keep you in your P's and Q's, and you know your boy Dub Q is gonna keep the homework coming for everybody. Make sure that you throughout this entire week check out all my pre-recorded videos. Look, Friday I'll be debuting the newest trailer coming for the entire channel. I'm gonna shake things up. It's gonna be a surprise, so you're gonna have to catch it. That's gonna be debuting Saturday. So make sure you keep your eyes and your ears out for the new trailer of the channel. We're gonna be doing some switch ups. I'm gonna love this. You guys are gonna love it too, man. To all my black cats out there, man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Does anybody on the panel have something to say before I roll out?
Nah, man, I think, man, this was fulfilling tonight.
Yeah.
You took the words right out my mouth. It sure was. All thing I gotta say is keep pounding, baby.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all have yourselves a good night. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know your boy Dub Q, and we are out.